Hello, this is Tom, aka Jedio, here for Tabletop Tap Room. And I thought, in the wake of all of the hullabaloo over the OGL and the self destruction at Wizards, that maybe it might be time to rediscover Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 1E. And I've had in the back of my mind for about a year now that I really need to go back and reread the rule books. And the reason being was that I played in a play-by-post 1E game back in, I don't know, a year and a few months ago. And it didn't go well. I was really struggling with it because, my attitude was, oh yeah, I used to play 1E. Yeah, no problem. And I kept like running up against and kind of banging my head on, maybe I don't know the rules as well as I should. And I think I figured out the reason why, because I started reading with the Player's Handbook here, and I'm now working on the DMG. But this here was my gateway drug to Dungeons and Dragons, the Moldvay Basic. This is what we got first. I was the first kid in the neighborhood to get the box set. And I introduced my friends. And then I think Darren got the expert set. And I was immediately jealous. And then, one of us would get one of the hardcover AD&D handbooks. And we eventually transitioned from basic to AD&D. But we were just 12 years old. And I don't know that we really care. You kind of go into this thinking like, I know D&D, and we're just playing with a basic. It's just different charts and different rules, and the monster manual is great. All sorts of it's cool. They're demons and devils, and you can fight these. And in fact, one of my favorite pieces of artwork is in here by Sutherland called Paladin in Hell. It's just such a cool, evocative piece of art. And so I don't know that we really paid careful attention. And in converting to AD&D, I think we made some mistakes. And that is where this problems that I was having with trying to play AD&D this past year were coming in. Was maybe I just didn't know it so well. And so here's the biggest problems I had, just because we didn't know any better and we just kind of switched over and didn't really convert over to AD&D. The first problem, I think, starts with the ability scores. This is the Moldvay Basic. Oh, it's one page here. They kind of went with a unified field theory. If you studied science, the unified field theory, where everything's just all the same. And so in here, you'll notice that all of the bonuses for all of the ability scores kind of follow the same pattern here. Like for strength, +1 to hit damage and opening doors for 13 to 15. 16 to 17 is +2, and then 18 is a +3. Well, if we go over to the ability score tables in the Player's Handbook, the AD&D Player's Handbook, you don't get that. Down here, 16 is nothing. 17 for a +1 on the to hit. And then an 18 is a +1. And you have to get into that exceptional strength where it's 18 with a percentage score, but that's only for fighters. So to get your better stuff. And even down here, like intelligence, here's the intelligence table. 18 intelligence is, now I love this. It says it up here because I just really spotted this when I was reading it just now. I was like, whoa, that says possible number of additional languages. For 18, it's 7. But if we go back to Moldvay, here, the reads and writes native languages +3 added languages. So there's a difference of 4. So I think right away, the first thing that we failed to realize as kids was that the foundation of AD&D was really different than Moldvay. I just think we had written all of these bonuses on our character sheets and never adapted them retroactively back to AD&D when we converted the characters over. So I think that was my first problem. The next problem, the next thing I caught that I don't think we ever caught as 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-olds was there was a difference in the economy. Because I memorized this back when we played Moldvay Basic, which was that 10 copper equals 1 silver, 10 silver equals 1 gold, 2 electrum equals 1 gold, and then 5 gold equals 1 platinum. So you can see that that's right here. I suppose I should blow this up, make that readable on the screen there. So you can see that right here in the Moldvay Basic. Now I've come over here and let's blow this up as well. You can see it right here. This is the AD&D handbook. 10 copper equals 1 silver. 20 silver equals 1 gold piece. 2 electrum, 1 gold, and 1 platinum is 5 gold pieces. So the big difference here is this 20 silver equals 1 gold piece. That makes a difference. And especially since the experience points are based on how much gold you manage to recover from the dungeon and bring back to civilization. If you find a big hoard of silver, the rate of whether it's 10 silver or 20 silver for 1 gold can make a difference. It's under the Moldvay Basic, it's double the experience points. So I think we were making a lot of mistakes. Now again, I get it. There's really no wrong way to play D&D per se. And Gygax himself was like, yeah, go ahead. You change the rules. If the rule doesn't work for you, change it. I don't know that so I don't think we were having fun. We had a lot of fun. And basically whoever bought a module or was given a module for Christmas or their birthday, they became the game master and they ran the module. Was basically how we did it. And we were having fun. We had a lot of fun. And so yeah, it's all good. But I'm looking back now nostalgically going, yeah, 1E, man, great time. And I'm finding, wow, maybe I really didn't know what I was doing back then. And so this was the next thing that jumped out at me was this difference in the economy. And of course, I know there are things in AD&D 1E that most people will universally pan. For myself, we'll both use THAC0. I don't really have a problem with THAC0 because basically, look, here's the table. They had the table, and here's the value you need for that armor class. I just transferred that table to my character sheet and was all right. Armor class 0. I need this much, and so it was never. THAC0 never really seemed like a problem to me, per se. Once you wrote it down on your sheet, you just consulted your sheet and you rolled the number. But I'm finding that my problems that I had in that play-by-post game, where I really struggled with character creation, I really struggled to wrap my head around some stuff's not going on here, and part of that problem, was these ability score issues. So, like we already looked at the extra languages here, but the other thing is that for the intelligence table here, you've got this chance to know each spell listed based off how high your intelligence is. And then you have a minimal number of spells and you have a maximum number of spells. Well, as I've been reading this, it's been kind of a little bit of a paradigm shift for me to realize there was this scarcity of spells available. And if you found a scroll in setting, you have to decide, am I going to cast the spell off of this scroll, or am I going to attempt to add this spell from the scroll to my repertoire? Because I just read the process of adding it to your spell book causes the scroll to like disintegrate, the words to disintegrate off the scroll. So it was this economy of trying to even get the spells that you wanted to get. You know, it wasn't like you could, you know, when we played Moldvay, we just picked, oh, I want Magic Missile. You just picked it and moved on. I mean, even though the wording in there says the game master picks which spell you can start with, you can have, or the game master can let the player pick. We always just picked. And so, you know, when it came time to get that fireball, you were like, fireball. You just picked it, put it on your sheet. So, you know, what I'm discovering with this is a lot more granularity to AD&D that I just didn't appreciate as a kid. And it's striking me as almost like I want to try this game out again to explore that granularity and that play style, because for years I've been like, yeah, BX is my go-to. Just break out the Moldvay BX. It's just too easy. It's too fast. It's too simple. It's just like, we're going to do a pickup game. We're going to do Moldvay. It's just too easy. But I'm kind of, as I'm digging into this, I'm thinking like, this truly was a different experience, and I just didn't realize it because we didn't know what we were doing as kids. So my nostalgia for 1E was that, oh yeah, it was a great time. We had a great time. But I'm like, I'm wondering if I don't think we really knew what we were doing as 12-year-olds, which is okay, because ultimately we had fun. So this is Tom for Tabletop Tap Room, rediscovering 1E. And so this is Tom for Tabletop Tap Room, signing off. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks to my subscribers. You guys are great. Let me know in the comments, what were your experiences with 1E? You know, did you have a paradigm shift and shifting from BX to AD&D 1E, or you know, did you start with 1E and never bothered with BX? Because we ran both sets of modules regardless of what rules we were playing. We were just happy to play D&D and, you know, spend the night on Friday night over somebody's house and play to 4 a.m. and then sleep in on Saturday. So that was my experience. So again, please click the like, subscribe, and bell icon. Help me build the channel. But until then, keep on gaming.